What's going on, guys? So, like the title says, I signed the termination papers for Redbase. And this is a little bit of, this video is a little bit of a story of that, but not much. It's just kind of like where I've been for the past month. Because honestly, I think the last time I uploaded was like maybe 25 days ago or something like that. But I have been busy. So, last we talked, closing down Redbase, that was a massive ordeal. That space was, I think, 16,000 square feet. And luckily, I had some experience because last year we had already closed down Bluebase. We did a very similar thing where we took everything in the entire base, everything, literally the furniture, the tech, the gear, everything that I wasn't going to keep in this small little office. It's not really a small office. It's actually a pretty big office, but comparatively speaking to 16... my Vesta board. But comparatively speaking to 16,000 square feet, it's a small office. Again, super happy with how this is all turning out, but we'll get to that. So we took everything in the entire studio and put it in the warehouses, and we filled up 2 to 3 warehouses full of stuff that had been collected from years of working. You know, I think in that base, maybe it was like 6 or 7 years. We filled up that entire space. You know, I went through it and picked out certain things. You know, as you could tell, I still have the Vesta board because I love that thing. That thing's pretty sick. Various other things that you'll recognize. I tried to keep as much stuff because I'm still going to be making videos instead of, you know, selling it all and then buying it again. That doesn't make any sense. For the stuff that I knew I wasn't going to use, it stayed out in that warehouse, and then we basically had family and friends go through it, pick out things they wanted, took it home. Then all the stuff that like family and friends, people from the church didn't want, then we opened it up to a Facebook group, and that was absolutely wild. I don't know why I didn't get footage of it, but it was crazy. And we just gave it away for free. I'm not really the type of guy to hang on to things and like penny pinch things because, you know, in all honesty, as much as it sounds good to say I'm generous, in all honesty, it doesn't even make sense. Like, you're going to spend, you know, 2 weeks selling $100 worth of merchandise. Instead, you could take the opportunity and bless people. And it's such an awesome experience because, like I said, when we did this in Bluebase, we actually had the same exact warehouse absolutely full to the brim. We opened it up to like to like the free Facebook group, and people would come down and they'd peruse. But we did it a little differently when we closed Bluebase. When we closed Bluebase, we had kind of like 1 or 2 people come at a time, kind of peruse and take things. And to my astonishment, all of the stuff that went first was all of the Dope or Nope gag products. I thought that was the funniest, strangest twist of fate. All of the products that I had been like looking at, they're like, these are the dumbest things in the world. And, you know, we had spent a year or 2 collecting these dumb, novelty, pointless products that we'd rate Nope. And, you know, they sat on like 2 or 3 shelves, you know, about this big. And that's the stuff that went first. It makes no sense because half of the things were broken because, you know, well, we would break them on set. That took about a week to do. People coming in and out and stuff. This time, Sam, who set this up, she did it a little differently. This time she gave out the address to like first come, first serve, and, you know, maybe gave out the address to like 20 or 30 people. I don't know. On the day of, we were going to open it up to everyone at the same time. And that sounds a little crazy, but we had 2 days. We had 2 days to get rid of this stuff because we needed to be out by the end of the month. What ended up happening was people really started collecting. My friend was on the outside arriving to get some other things. And he was like, dude, are the Beatles opening or what? What is this line outside of your door? We opened it up, and within 45 minutes, both warehouses were picked clean. The only things that remained in the warehouses were things that we had reserved for, you know, family and friends that hadn't come and picked up yet. But it took 45 minutes. 45 minutes. It's crazy. And I'm sure it would have been somewhat similar. Probably it would have taken like 2.5 hours in total, you know, for all the warehouses, you know, across time to have have been picked clean. And it's just crazy to think about. You collect this stuff. That was useful stuff and we needed it, you know, with 50 employees, like desks and computers and chairs and gadgets and gizmos and gear. You collect this stuff for almost a decade, and in 2 hours it could be gone. It was a huge blessing because I didn't know what to do with all the stuff, and there were so many people that literally they rented U-Hauls to come and grab the stuff. And it was just awesome to see because, you know, there were some people that it was really helping. You know, all the stuff that had been weighing on me of like, you know, what do I do with all this stuff? I have a single employee now. What are we gonna do with all this? Ended up like really blessing people. So that is a blessing. But that was just last week. You know, in the past month, we've been gearing up for that. And since then, like so many things have happened. I've been trying to build out this space. As you can see, this workspace, this is gonna be writing and software, where I do writing and software, because this space right here, that's for video editing and creating. And it's like, why have two different workspaces? Well, if you've ever done software, you know, there's a lot of like random things and background activity that you need to install. And if you've ever done video, the same is true. And if you've ever tried to do both on the same system, they compete for resources. And it's definitely possible, but it's just, you know, separation of church and state, as it were. I've also set up most of the studio, put in a SkyTrack system with my brother. That surprisingly took all day. Didn't realize that was so complicated, but couldn't have done it without him. So thank you, Joey. Set up the gaming and live streaming system. So hopefully sometime in the future, you know, when more chaos settles down, there'll be some of that. Set up unboxing for Dope or Nope stuff, but you've seen that. Hung that Vesta board. One of the things I'm really excited for, though, is that I've begun working on my recording system. Obviously right now I'm just on a camera with an SD card, which is totally fine for everyone to do, especially on YouTube. But you know me, I like going a little crazy with things because it's just fun. It's just where I get a lot of the joy. And most of this gear that you're seeing was from the studio. And it's like, you know, why not build something crazy out? I already have the gear. So this is a pretty much rack-mounted recording system that is going to be wired through my entire office. I'm going to be running wires everywhere, HDMI, SDI, power cables to all these different cameras and setups and computers, so that at the press of a button, I can record a particular setup and it goes straight to the cloud. Pretty cool, especially considering I'm not using OBS. OBS is fantastic, works great, it's free, but what comes along with free is bugs. Not every computer has the same gear inside it, so they have to kind of build OBS to operate on everything. This is a huge dream of mine, to develop like this whole system inside a recording studio. So that's one of the things I'm working on, as you can tell. So building out this studio. I also installed a door so that this downstairs studio can kind of be its own separate like casita type thing. So if, you know, like for instance, Sam can like come and go, or Joey and Brian can come and go, and they don't necessarily have to like go inside. I went through the front door. Also, I forgot to mention deliveries is a really fantastic reason to have this door here, because now, you know, all these boxes aren't bugging my wife out there being unboxed with all the chaos. Now the chaos is in here. It just allows a little bit more separation between home and work, which is always good, especially when you work from home. That separation is kind of needed. And Amanda got me this this fun little doormat, because no, Spellbound's not dead, just the studio, that location was closing. More of the stuff that I took from the studio were all the cabinetry. So literally having to redo my entire garage. Again, didn't have to redo the entire garage, but I had like 15 grand worth of cabinetry in the studio that would be dumb to get rid of. Oh, I stepped on a stick. But it's done. It's a little chaotic right now, as you can see, which pushed my entire garage into my living room for the better part of a month. You know, moving into this space right here meant the schoolroom that was here, because Amanda and I homeschool our kids, is now out there in the open area across from the kitchen. On top of that, we had just redone our yard, like a couple months before, it stopped working. So our entire yard was being redone last month because I don't know what happened, but they didn't do it right. And on top of that, my internet router was updated in the middle of the night and fried for no apparent reason. And on top of that, my fridge went bad a month ago. It's still bad. LG is in some class action lawsuit about this particular fridge, and they've been sending out repair guys to come and repair it. But obviously for the past month, it hasn't been repaired. So we just have a bad fridge. So we've been like stacking up mini fridges from the office here, which has worked. It's fine, but we don't have anything frozen. So that's a bit of a problem, you know, because I have like, I don't know. There's something, I think I have some sort of neurological condition. The entire left side of my body is like always in pain. Tenses up my muscles, tightens my muscles, like literally. Even the left side of my face, the left side of my arm and leg and everything like that, just in a lot of pain, just wake up with a lot of pain. Ice would be nice to have right now. Also, because we are getting rid of all this stuff, my friend who was looking to redo his studio, I was like, look, I have all of this stuff. Let me design you a studio that uses the stuff I already have so you don't end up spending nearly as much money and you could just have this stuff. So here are the images from that that I designed for him this past month, which he's currently working on. He's having all the chaos that I just had of like redoing your entire studio. And to top it all off, the thing that I was very excited about and had been waiting for like 4 or 5 years finally got delivered. So there'll be some videos about that. Obviously kind of had to shoot picking that up, had to shoot a bunch of Doper Nope videos of products that I couldn't unbox at the home because they were too big. So those videos will be coming out in the next month or so. Yeah, for the most part, I was like not expecting all of this stuff to happen all at once. And I was kind of like excited to just kind of like get in here and start working and start making videos. But then like literally July 1st hit and I was like the most sore I've ever been in my entire life and just exhausted. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe I take this month to rest. Maybe I'd take this month to do a bit of resting. All in all, besides like that neurological pain and costochondritis, all is good. All is good. I will say, you know, signing the termination agreement for the studio was emotional. Far more emotional than I anticipated. The studio was something I always really cared about and something I loved being a part of. But, you know, not all aspects of it were worth doing it. Still have Orange Base, by the way. So I'm not fully done. So this next month is gonna be closing Orange Base. Luckily, Orange Base is a fraction of the size. So now we're here. I'm here. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to get back into video making. I'm not sure when I'll start. I feel okay now, but I know my body's pretty stressed and I know I should rest because last month was absolutely insane. But so who knows? I have really no idea when the next time I'll upload is, but I do know I'm pretty excited to get moving. I just don't want to overdo it. So all in all, just wanted to say I appreciate you guys, appreciate all the love and the support in the comments. I'm also excited about how this channel can just be kind of really what I want to make and when I want to make it. You know, some of the inspiration that I have, a YouTube channel is oddly enough, Adam Savage, just because like he just seems like a dude in his workshop enjoying what he's doing. And like, I kind of want that to be me to a degree of just like, I'm going to do the things that I find interesting in my workshop. This being kind of like a workshop, not obviously the same kind of workshop, but you know, talking about the things I care about, story. And so I don't know when I'll see you next, but I will see you next. So see you then.